Hello, hello, hello. So, how is everyone doing? We are now in our going into our third homeschool week for the 2020 through 2021 semester. And I'm learning a lot of things. Everything that I thought was going to happen didn't quite happen the way I wanted it to. There are some things that I was very fearful of. I actually had nothing to be fearful of. So everything's just been kind of, I don't know, just it's like I'm still learning as I go along. Don't get me wrong, this process is nothing but fun. My kids are enjoying it. We have so many good days. There are some pretty rough periods. As a matter of fact, today, my baby boy won't be able to have his iPad time because we just had too much, one of those times where he didn't make some good choices. And I just let him know that it's not forever, and there are consequences to actions, and we're just gonna have to learn from this and make better choices. So I have a feeling that going forward, me following through and not making empty consequences, that he will follow through. So let's just go ahead and discuss some of the things. Oops, I'm making my tripod wobble, which I don't want to do that. Oh, I didn't tighten it back up. Hold on. There we go. Hold on. Sorry guys, this is like super ghetto. Anyway, so week one. I have gotten everybody pretty much on a very good schedule, very good routine. I think our biggest issue was starting pretty late in the morning, and that was all on me. If we're starting late, 9 times out of 10 it's me, because I'm trying to do too much during the morning. Since I have gotten a lot better, like we were starting, there some mornings we started around 10. One time we started as late as 10:45, but the good thing is we got everything we needed done. There was no rushing. We just took our time and just did what we had to do. Week two, I was a little bit, actually this week, I'm much better with my time management. I think one of the biggest issues I had for week one probably was having to stop and do things, run a quick errand. We had dental appointments last Friday, which that wasn't a bad thing. Friday is supposed to be just our wrap up STEM day anyway, so there was no big, you know, issue with that. But the issues that we had was going through week two is like Monday, for instance, I had to run an errand, which it would have been better if I did it midday. One of those things is better to do it earlier than later. And so we got started. I think we did get started around 9:30, which is the ideal time for us to get started. But then we stopped around 12. Ran my errand. I got the kids some chicken from Popeyes, which they love, for being such good sports while we were out and about. So I think we were back in class around 2, and we finished up around 4. They had absolutely no problem with it. I mean, even after we ate lunch, they were like, boom, let's do this, Mom. Let's get ready to go. Let's do our work. They had no problem. We did go to the playground afterwards, but I am finding that when we start late, or if we have a break and then have to get back to school, it takes away from other things they like to do during the day, like, building trains and playing with their magnet tiles, even watching one of their favorite shows. But we just had to prioritize what was more important, and that was going outside, running off some energy. But it was okay because, I already had dinner. We had leftover Popeyes, which is one of our favorite things. So yeah, we went to the playground. I took my time, sat out there with some moms, chit-chatted. We came back in around 6:30, got baths, ate dinner, and after dinner we watched Superbook. That's a children's Bible story show on Amazon Prime, but I do think that it just was like, can we watch one more? You want to watch one more? And then by the time, they're starting to go to bed a little later than what I want, like 9:30. I think they went to bed this past Monday. Because of course after we watched the show, then we got in bed and it's like, oh, I gotta go potty and one more story, just one more story. All of that stuff. So that was fine. So Tuesday, we also we started with our type C, the kids typing lessons. I didn't want to do it the first week. I'm slowly implementing things into our routines. I don't just want to overload them all at once. So this week we did start off with type C. And the way we're doing our typing lesson is like, what I like to do first, like after our handwriting, I like to go ahead and do all of our group lessons, like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or whatever, it's going to be Bible. And then Tuesday and Thursday, the group, we all do math together. Science is another one. And then when Elijah, my second grader, does his Wordly Wise, Jerry and Kelsey will do their typing. When Jerry and Kelsey do their reading lesson, he's going to do his typing. And then it just flip-flops like that. Whenever the two, Jerry and Kelsey, have their group lessons, then Elijah do typing. Or sometimes they'll do an art lesson if they're done. Like for instance, the other day, Kelsey was done with her math really early. So instead of her waiting to do her typing lesson with Jerry, I went ahead and started her on her typing lesson. So while Elijah was doing his Wordly Wise, I went ahead and let Jerry do his typing lesson and Kelsey did some art. Lately, she has been into some fashion designing things. Like I have these stencils because she's always asking me to draw her dresses. So I bought a stencil set and it has dresses in there. And let me tell you, baby girl is getting those dresses dolled up. So I'm just kind of fitting the typing lessons in. It's ideal to do it when one is doing their one-on-one lesson with me, then someone else is going to do their typing lesson. When Jerry and Kelsey are doing their group lesson, then someone like Elijah is going to do his typing lesson. Flip-flop, So that's starting to work out pretty well. So I think on Tuesday, that was a lot better. Another early day. We started early. I think we ended up finishing up Tuesday around 1:30, and that's good. That is a very good time. Same thing Wednesday. Thursday, you know what? We took the day off. It was nice. At first I felt kind of funny, but like we have all this stuff we need to get done. And I have to remind myself, this is our schedule, our timing. I've already mentioned before that we would be going to a 4-day-a-week anyway, but I kind of compromised with that and said, you know what, we'll just say Friday for a weekly wrap up, which is a review over things that we've gone over. So since we missed Thursday, I just moved Thursday's lesson to today, which is Friday. And then Saturday, we're going to do our science experiment. I need to get food coloring anyway. So it's all working out. We're on nobody's schedule. There are some times where the kids have to make good choices. The only thing is like my kids, they are starting to wake up later. Like they used to be up like at 6:30, and now they are waking up so much later in the afternoon. And I really don't like, not in the afternoon, but in the morning. Like today was good. They woke up around 7:30. But it's also, they're going to bed later too now. So I'm going to really have to get disciplined enough to get them in bed just like normal, 8:30, and then hopefully they'll start waking up around 7:30, and we can kind of my ultimate goal is to get us started at 8:30 in the morning. Right now we're at 9:30, which is a big improvement from the week prior, which was around 10:30, because I'm trying to cram so much in my morning and they're kind of waiting on me. I mean, they have things that they do to occupy themselves, like playing around with their brain activities or Magna Blocks, building something. But for me, I would much rather us have an 8:30 start time. That way we're done 12:30, 1:30 at the latest. Because there are some days where Kelsey's wanting to design some stuff a lot later, you know, in a day, or well, from her art lesson. And I don't want to interrupt that. And I've always said that if the kids want to go further in their day, they can, you know. I don't want to stop them. That was the whole point that I had with public school. It's like, or even private school. It's like as soon as the kids get into their groove, then it's time for them to stop and move on to something else. So here, I really enjoy, like, I think it was Tuesday. She was not, we were at the end of the day. Art was her last lesson for the day. And everybody was done with everything. The boys were putting their things away. It was almost time for lunch. And she was like, Mama, I'm not done yet. And you know what? At first, I was a little hesitant, like, oh, sweetness, we're done for the day. And I was like, wait a minute. If this girl wants to finish her art lesson for another hour or two, however long she wants to do it. And that's exactly what I did. So we just kind of waited for her and just let her do it at her own pace. And before you know it, she was done, ready for lunch, and we moved on. And the only thing that I would like to do differently, and it's so funny because over the summer, the kids woke up a lot earlier, and I don't know what the difference is. But because the bedtime still is kind of the same, but whatever. The only difference is over the summer, they woke up early enough to be able to get all their morning chores done. And I'm not gonna lie, during the mornings, they're just basically breakfast, take their oil, their cod oil, their vitamins, brushing teeth. This morning, they did have to jump in the shower, which is fine. Nobody made their bed. They didn't clean the bathroom like they normally do. So they just had to do that after class was over. You know, after everybody's putting things away, they went ahead and did that. And while they did all that stuff, I was making lunch. I would prefer not to do that because, like I say, my biggest issue is I feel like there's so much, because our school day is a lot longer. This summer, we were going for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Now we're at 3.5, 4 hours. The good news is the kids do not mind it at all. And we're not even taking breaks like we used to. And it's not, for me, I feel like, hey, let's take a break. They're like, no, we want to keep going. Okay, fine. That typing class is really, they love it. So that's the only thing that I probably would change. But I do feel if they do wake up a little bit earlier, they will have time to do that morning cleaning stuff that they probably should be doing like they used to do. But I don't know what happened. But we still have time to kind of, you know, figure all that out. In addition to that, I do have to tweak some things with Elijah's spelling lessons. I'm slowly getting him into the groove of writing more, because if you recall, one thing from his first grade, they didn't do writing too much. We didn't do too much over the summer, but I'm just slowly breaking him in. So for his spelling lessons, they are lasting a lot longer than what I guess the book is suggesting, and I don't mind that. As long as he's learning how to spell, you know, he has not been writing the definitions of the words yet, but he will for this next week. He's gonna start writing definitions, because it's a lot of words, it's like 20 words. So he's gonna start writing his definitions. I'm gonna be creating crossword puzzles, just slowly adding things into spelling, because it is a lot of work. So I cannot wait to recap next week, because I have a feeling next week is going to be even better, even more efficient. We are doing nothing but getting better all the time. The kids are happy, no tears, you know, and I love that. They're learning things, they're retaining it, and I'm just ready to check in next week to tell you just how wonderful things are going for us. So if you have any questions about our curriculum, what we're using, just drop it down in the comments below. If you want to tell me about how your homeschool week is going, I'd love to hear about it. Maybe I can learn something from you. Until next time, guys, bye.